A high performance leader is one able to balance the interest of all the stakeholders and at the same time not forget the task. You have heard of always the issue of there are some people managers and there are some task managers. If you are either of them, then you are not the guy we are discussing. If all your attention is pleasing people, you can't be a high performer. If all your attention is a task, you cannot be a high performer. People will start leaving you. Initially, you look like you are performing, but somewhere along the way, it will all unravel. So you require that balance. How do you do it? Number one, you need to agree with the stakeholders on service level agreement. If they are written, the better. Even between departments, agree the other department expects this of us. Then, on the basis of what they say they want, you can tell them, I can do this up to this level. Is that acceptable to you? The reason I can't do it is because I'm also doing this and this and this. You agree into SLAs, service level agreements, between departments, between stakeholders. Because the trouble with a lot of things is expectation management. A stakeholder expects certain things, but he's not aware of the challenges you are going through. Upfront, being proactive is what I called it. Think of the stakeholders you are having, agree what they expect of you, what you can do about it, and what level of service you're able to achieve. Once it's agreed, then you now have made a commitment, aware of your other tasks that you are supposed to do. And if you do that, it will help you. Service level agreement. Number two, make friends. You know, I know in the days of COVID, people are not taking tea. But please allocate time to have tea with your stakeholders, where you don't go necessarily to discuss business, but to get to know each other. You'll discover that somebody you have taken tea with, I'm not suggesting alcohol, somebody you have taken tea with is not likely to just rub you up the wrong way, because they now know you. And it's something that helps when you get to know your stakeholders with a lot of respect for them, which is my third point. The stakeholders must know you value them, must you respect them, that you don't look down on them. Those are three things, Joshua, I am suggesting you do. But I know we don't have enough time. Let me not keep going on. Patrick Gatere says, please share practical examples of current institutions that have successfully adopted some of these principles for benchmarking purposes. Unfortunately, it's that would be a dangerous thing, because if I mention something an organization don't like, you wonder what? Those are not the people. So I have to be. We need to know each other a little more. I'm managing my stakeholders in the process, Patrick, before I can mention. But I can talk about Vivo, who bought Shell, because I left before Vivo came. I'm still in touch. There are people with some of the managers in Vivo, I still mentor them. So I know a few things about it. And I know some of these things I'm mentioning are things you are doing in Shell, and they are still being done in Vivo. But maybe you don't even like them. But I've also been admiring a lot of what Safaricom has been doing. You know, the interest in their workers, to the extent of having some lactating mothers having a room where they can come with their children. I thought, wow, that is real interest. What kind of commitment do you think those kind of workers will have when they see a person, a leader who cares about them? Remember, people don't care what you know until they know that you care for them. Let me repeat. People don't care what you know until they know that you care about them. So, and as we are saying, leadership is creating people to have a commitment, to trust you, to want to work with you. It is those kind of things that Safaricom is doing that will make people feel like, I can't live here. Even if somebody offers a higher salary, I don't want to go there. I'm happy to work here. So those are some of the things I can mention, but that I'm taking a risk in mentioning organizations. Happy says, how do you deal with a supervisor who is indecisive? Tough one. Because you are that happy, you may be the boss I'm describing who is indecisive. Like my friend who used to sign in the air before he can allow, after that day is when he finally takes the risk. 3 things I suggest you do. Number 1, you must make him trust you. You need to work in such a way that he knows you are his subordinates, but you care about him. If you embarrass him or talk behind his back and he starts distrusting you, it makes your recommendation for a decision become very difficult for him to decide. So the first way of helping an indecisive boss is for him to trust you. Do you know there are people you trust? When they give you a document to sign, you don't even think twice. You just read quickly, and you know they can't embarrass you to the board. You sign it. You don't spend all your time repeating the work they themselves did. But even somebody you don't trust, you can never sign. You can never go with your document to the board. You want to study it yourself. So if you want people to trust you, then so the first thing they must trust you. The second thing, you must perform in such a way that they are. Number 3, I think it will be important for you to talk to them. Find out why they are having difficulty with an issue from their perspective. Once you have made friends with them, they'll tell you, the reason I'm not making a quick decision is because the risk is this and this and this. And in the process, you will not feel like they are indecisive. You'll even be happy that they are taking time once you understand why they are not making the decision quickly. Those are the 3 things I would suggest. Patrick also says we are open-minded. Okay, that's good. Joshua Mwambura says, I like the quote. Oh, okay, that is me. That's not a question. And by the way, that is very, very true, Joshua. That's very true. I've been a manager for more than 40 years. I'm now managing my consultancy firm, and I know it works. Once you are interested in someone, they will give you their all. But it takes time for them to believe that you are really interested in them. Back to you, Jane. If you want to finish at 1 o'clock and still have a break, we may need to have the break now.
We need to have the break now. Thank you so much, Mr. Nganga. Yeah, indeed, that's a very profound quote, that people may not care what you know until they know that you care about them. And also, people may forget what you said, but they'll never forget what you made them feel.
True.
So it is very important for all of us as managers, as leaders, to be careful about how we treat one another, and especially take our role very seriously of trying to develop others. We see our success in the success of those that we lead. I think that's the direction that we are taking.